remember, where did we place the camera before?
Up here?
Was it in the top left? I guess
I don't remember.
we can because we can move it.
The first one we didn't have one.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, we might not have had it at all.
I thought we did because we played this with Tyler for a little bit.
You're right.
Too.
We did the last time. Maybe both or last two.
Well, hey, it's been a while.
It's been quite a long time
for this game specifically.
Yeah. Well, and we've done some Back 4 Blood.
We've done some Back 4 Blood.
I just got the. I don't think anything's come out for it yet, but the expansion content eventually will be coming out. But I got the season pass for that.
Nice. So I'm you know me, I'm obsessive if I really get into a thing, I'm just obsessive about it. So I've been just like Googling KOTOR remake like once a day just to
see if there's anything new.
But there has actually been some interesting stuff lately.
What are those? Oh yeah.
It has been in development since mid 2019.
Oh really?
So it's actually been in the works for longer than I thought. Now you also have a 2023 targeted release. That's only next year. That's not far. That's really not far.
That's a short. I feel like that'll get delayed just based on
if it's
everything.
Like holidays 2023 though.
Oh, okay.
That's almost a 5-year development cycle.
Yeah, that's doable.
Plus,
are we reverse gravity here? Yeah, okay.
Consider this too. You also have Aspire, right? That's the development team working on this. Aspire did the Mac port of KOTOR when it came out.
Yeah.
And in the last couple of years, Aspire has hired 250 people that worked at BioWare in 2003.
so people from the old team.
They've also confirmed that a majority of the voice cast is back.
Wow.
The majority of I know that there's at least one actor that has died in between, which he was also one of my favorites too.
That's rough.
He was Canderous Ordo. He's the Mandalorian that you get as part of your party team. He also voiced Solidus Snake in Metal Gear Solid 2, the third clone that they introduced.
I have not played that one.
Oh.
I actually have not played very much Metal Gear at all.
Those could be some fun streams at some point.
The game I have the most experience with from that is watching my friend play Phantom Pain.
Okay. That's probably, I liked Phantom Pain for gameplay reasons, but ultimately I think it's my least favorite just because it's literally unfinished.
Yeah.
It literally just the entire third act of the game is just not in the game.
Huh.
Because that's when Konami and Kojima had their big fight and split during the development of that game. So they literally just
stopped.
They just didn't get to finish it, which sucks. But it is what it is, I guess.
How do I get over there?
So if you get these and then come down where the gravity changes and then use that to flip back up, right?
Whoops, I just used them. Okay, grab them.
So if you come all the way down, and start to fall, but then jump around the tower.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
I see it.
I'm not positive if that'll work, but
come with me. Okay.
Yeah, nice. But yeah, so and then some other details too. The KOTOR remake, they have one of the big other kind of modern games they're looking at is the most recent God of War. Because I don't know, you haven't really played a lot of God of War in general.
I have not played a single God of War game.
I don't know how you would,
but I don't have the system.
Right. The most recent one in particular, right?
That was the Valhalla.
It didn't even have a subtitle. It was just God of War. They didn't
that's right. And Valhalla is the new one, the sequel.
Valhalla was the newest Assassin's Creed game, actually.
Oh,
that's
right.
The next God of War is
Ragnarok.
subtitled Ragnarok. Yeah. I should probably do an audio check. Cool. We're good. But yeah, so you've got
Wait, what?
you have
Didn't know that some of the plants interact with that. And I happened to do it accidentally hit the button on the one plant that opens here.
I guess you haven't needed them, I guess, in the other parts. Sometimes you will have to do it to get to actually get the flowers to appear for you.
Yeah.
Almost. Oh yeah, it's probably easier to do it up there anyway. So it's not even because for a little while there, I kept reading rumors about how they're like, oh, they're looking at God of War for the combat system.
Oh.
I dug into that just because I wanted to know, like,
Yeah.
it's not. That's actually, and that's not what it is. This really, really creative thing that the God of War game did, right, is that and what KOTOR is looking at is the story presentation, not the combat gameplay, because in the last God of War game, they effectively do the game as though it's a movie that's all filmed in a single take. The camera never leaves Kratos' shoulder, basically, right? Throughout the whole... I mean, maybe even some of the cutscenes it moves around, but except for pausing the game and going into the inventory menu, the game is essentially done as a one-shot game. The whole game is like a take. And that's what the KOTOR remake is looking at. They're looking at that story, that seamless storytelling presentation.
That's sweet.
Also, as much as people praise God of War for that, there's a game that actually did it first that people but people forget about it. Dead Space 2.
That's another one that I never got to 2.
I would love to do a stream.
That would be great.
Now,
if we haven't done it by then, we can do that for next Halloween.
Well, and there's the remake.
Yeah,
coming out.
That's true.
I still think that first game generally holds up pretty well. There's a couple rough spots, but Dead Space 2 to me holds up. I mean, 2 is a lot of people think like the first one a little more because they think it's scarier. And well, I mean, I could see that how Dead Space 2 is it is a little less horror and a little more action. Well, I have no problem with that. To me, I think Dead Space 2 is a better video game.
A sequel, I mean, the one that really solidified this idea in my head was the new It movies. A sequel to a horror game inevitably has to be, to some extent, an action game because you have to fight the big bad.
Right.
You introduce it as horror, and then... Yeah, and it's not new.
Fear comes in the lack of understanding of something.
So, once you have the rules for that monster, it's not as scary the second time.
And I will say that Dead Space 2 even gets around that a little bit by finding another angle to do horror.
Okay.
So, Dead Space 1, right? Being... I'll keep it vague because we'll play it and you'll kind of get to see it. But, Dead Space 1, for lack of a better term, drives the lead character to be kind of insane, right? Yeah. And so in the second game, that you're playing as the same character, and he has, and also he's a silent protagonist in the original, and in the remake they're having the voice actor that did more of a full voice in all the sequels actually come back and do a full voice performance for the first game.
That'd be cool.
So he's not a silent protagonist
unless I was supposed to fall there, in which case I'm fine.
I think you would have come down here at some point. Whether it's where you want to be next, I don't know, but
I'm just trying to collect the pieces at this point.
Right. But Dead Space 2 gets around, so you got the creatures, right, they're the same creatures. There's some new enemy types, right? But it gets around the idea that what's going on with the monsters by having the character have severe hallucinatory dementia because of what happened
because of the terror from the first one.
And so in the second game, the actual the parts that are meant to be more intensely horror come out of a different kind of horror than what the first game. So it's
that's always a good change.
And to me, the second one just has the perfect pacing. It's
Nice.
it's able to be horror, but then also have like amazing set pieces at the same time, and like it balances its pacing is super well balanced, and it's able to go back and forth between being a little more actiony and a little more horror. Dead Space
good.
2 is one of my favorite games of all time. I really think that's like pretty much a
swim up
perfect
the
video game.
waterfall Minecraft style? Yeah. Okay,
And-
I have been getting into...
Oh, sorry.
No. This is a change of topic, so let's finish this, and then I'll...
So here, it'll be my last thought on Dead Space. And in Dead Space 2, if you can beat like the super hard game mode, you unlock a foam finger gun as like a weapon, as like a one-hit KO weapon to use in like subsequent playthroughs.
That's awesome.
And it doesn't have like a gunfire sound effect. So the character Isaac actually goes pew 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 pew, pew as you shoot it. It's so fucking great.
That's cool.
Anyway.
I never thought I would. I've been I've been playing Minecraft with my little cousin, and like that's been fun. But it's like I've only played it to play like when I'm playing with him,
Right.
and mostly he does stuff with the creative mode and just like building super cool stuff. So I haven't really done the like sort of survival mode what Minecraft was made for yet.
Sure.
I think it's really cool.
I appreciate Minecraft. Like as much as I will say I don't think it's something for me.
Right.
But I
and it's not a game I'm
gonna
put tons of hours, but I love trying out new games that just have interesting mechanics.
Totally.
And like I was playing and I made a map and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like I can see, but I can't see where I am on this map.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I do this? And I just like guessing. I'm like, oh, well, what if I go to the map making table and try just adding a compass to the map? Yep, that's how you do it. So the fact that it's so intuitive on
That's
this
cool.
super complex crafting system, I was really impressed with.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is I think the reason I don't think it's for me is that like it's too much creative freedom.
Yeah, it's unending.
Like that's I really for video games for just
As
me,
you
I
you've
really
said a
just,
couple times on various parts of this. Really
have a
isn't
stopping point.
well. I guess they've added the story mode
Oh, it's so
at this
pretty.
point. Oh god,
So
this game
pretty.
is gorgeous.
It's probably why I picked Solar Ash for our next one because
Yeah.
it's also really pretty.
Oops. I guess I gotta hold it. Do I have to? Can I? Yeah, there it is. I was gonna say, do I have to jump while I? Alright,
there's a
can I get
little
straight up here.
I think. Yeah,
Huh?
that little spot right there.
Nice. Now if I sing from here, yeah. No. All right,
Take
gotta
from
do
that
it
one,
from
maybe?
here, yeah. Oh, the puzzling in this game is so cool.
Right, and it's such a. I mean, it is much as long as it's taken us to play it. It's actually a really short game.
Yeah. Have you played the mobile game
No,
Monument Valley?
I have not.
Is a puzzle. It's like Fez kind
Okay,
of.
that's cool.
I
but
but it's even more. It's somehow even more. Well, not somehow,
Wow, I
because Fez
forgot
wasn't
how.
super MC Escher, but it's like Fez meets MC Escher, where you're literally rotating like how the puzzle looks,
Okay, yeah,
and like how the stairs connect to each other in order to complete the puzzle. And it's pretty
Totally.
cool.
that sounds cool. Again, I just don't. I just don't. touch
If you
it on my
eventually
phone, but
have a way to stream from mobile, it might be a
might be worth
good
checking
one
it
to
out.
do if you're stuck somewhere for a couple hours.
No, absolutely. Well, what I was going to say about Minecraft, though, is that despite it not being for me, I still really appreciate what it is. Like, at the same
Yeah.
time, like, even though I'm not going to probably ever get into it,
Yeah.
I still look at it and I'm like, I still think this is cool. I still
Right.
appreciate, like, what this is.
You're not
going
going
to
to spend time, but you're going to look at.
Like,
you
I saw
know.
somebody literally, I saw like a team of people just recently, I think last year, just finished a 9-year project of creating the entirety of Middle Earth in a Minecraft
Oh,
map.
yeah. Some of the, like,
that's crazy.
fan-made. The Discord for. If you don't. there's a comics artist named, he does, it's like happy horror. I don't know how to describe it. It's like all Lovecraftian, but
it's like kind of cute.
But cute art, like art style
Dr.
and stuff.
Seuss Cthulhu.
Like I was gonna say Dilbert, but that's wrong. It's like Sunday comic strip Cthulhu.
Okay. That's cool.
But Chris Straub is great artist, great. His fan Discord channel made his whole.
I think you went like all the way back around now.
Yeah, I can't remember where I was trying to get to that I got. I thought it was somewhere to the left still, but.
Does this circle, if you do the sing thing, does this circle here light
I think
up?
I already did it.
Oh, okay, you got that already.
But I haven't done the singing over here much.
There you go.
The Discord, his Discord, I saw a video of them. They made just like the Discord of his, I think it's his Patreon fans or whatever, or patrons. I don't know what they call it for Patreon.
I think patrons. I think that's it.
Made his whole town.
Oh wow!
From this comic strip, like literally piecing it together how the town is laid out.
Damn.
Based on just looking at all of the different comics he's written.
That's cool.
He's also done some really cool, like Star Trek-y stuff.
Okay.
Called Slipstream. I don't remember what it was called. Star Slip, it might be.
Star Slip. Okay.
But just yeah. Anyway, Chris Straub is worth checking out, and just like from everything I've seen of anyone interacting with him is like one of the most genuine and super friendly people you'll ever meet.
That's awesome.
No, so close.
I think
maybe up to that.
Yeah, because then if you could sing, can you sing
in the air?
You can't sing in the air. Okay. Interesting.
So I was trying to get up here.
What's like a little further to the left, but still in the water? Is there anything?
I mean, not much.
No, it doesn't look like much. Oh, that's so close too.
If I could do the swim dash jump without activating them. Oh, there we go. I was just doing bad. I need... No, I didn't think so. I need more of those birds here to get me...
Yeah.
Because if I can sing from up there...
You can turn those on.
Can I sing from the... No, I can't even sing from in the water.
Interesting. But you know, I have to ask: have you gotten around to ever playing as Minecraft Steve in Smash Bros. Yet?
I haven't played anything Smash Bros. In quite a long time. I haven't played.
Was it like,
let's see, who are the other new characters?
Party? Was that the last time you played it?
Possibly. I think I played it a couple times at home, but that was just like unlocking.
Oh, sure.
The characters that I didn't have yet. Okay, so now there's something to the left.
Hey.
That's what we needed. This thing's gonna move right, and I'll be able to sing. Yeah.
Let's see. So for DLC characters, you've got Joker from Persona 5.
Okay.
God, what was the second one? Let me see. I could pull them up. If only I had a little computer that would give me the answer.
But you gotta know math, because you're never gonna have a calculator in your pocket.
I know, that's right, though.
Little did they know. Yes, I am. At all times. If I am without it, I freak out, because it was multiple hundreds of dollars.
Let's see. Well, okay, so the first DLC character was actually free, which is the Piranha Plant.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. I played with it once.
I actually genuinely enjoy that character.
It seems like a good design and a really funny one to add.
Oh, thank you, honey, for resubscribing. How are you doing? How's work? We're just talking about Smash Bros. But yeah, how you doing? How's work?
I didn't see the chat notification pop up.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it didn't pop up in the corner. Well, that's why I got the laptop right here. So I mean, you know,
perfect.
If it doesn't pop up there.
I don't want to jump anywhere because I don't want to end up back on the wrong side.
We have so then Joker from Persona 5. Then you have the it's just the character is just called Hero, which is essentially it's the generic customizable protagonist from the Dragon Quest games, and like each different costume is like one of the variations of like the customized version. And he, I think, is the one that actually, like, if you press his down special, actually pulls up a little turn-based menu.
What?
Yeah, like if you actually
there we go.
We're just going, well, almost done. Pup for this birthday party tonight. Good to see you. Yeah, you'll have to. I guess I won't see you for until later tonight. So you'll have to tell me how the birthday party went. So that Dragon Quest character was pretty cool. And then after that, Banjo-Kazooie, which was one of the bigger deal ones. That was one of the bigger deals.
I didn't play that one, and I really should.
Awesome. He's awesome, and like every DLC character comes with a stage too, right? So like you have it's like the Witch Mountain from like the opening area of Banjo-Kazooie. At some point when I get a new computer and I get a capture card, I would love to. We could do some Smash multiplayer and get like a bunch of us together and.
Oh yeah, I mean especially the new Smash's 8-player.
Yeah.
Like, that massive chaos is just beautiful.
And everybody playing as Dark Seamus.
Oh my god.
Still one of the funniest things ever was Tim thinking Dark Samus was Dark Seamus.
I am never calling Samus again, honestly.
Alright, and then after that we had Terry Bogard, which is from fucking King of Fighters, the like old school like Japanese fighting game series.
It's not a series I know at all.
I don't know. I know the character design. I've never played a King of Fighters game.
Yeah.
I know. I recognized him when they first announced him. I was like, oh, I've seen that before.
I've walked past that in an arcade.
Yeah. Like I'm vaguely aware of it, but and then Byleth, which is. That was when everybody was complaining about, like, okay, there's already, like, 7 goddamn Fire Emblem characters in the base game, and now you're putting them in as DLC.
I remember
that. So that was a little bit of, like, a, come on, guys.
Was I supposed to be saying...
Oh, yeah, it's like a little elevator.
Good.
Then, so that was the first Fighters Pass, so they did 2, right? So then first in the second pass was Min Min, which is a character from that Switch game ARMS, where all the characters have like the crazy long noodle weapon arms.
That game looked like it had some cool mechanics and a cool use of the
like the Switch controller.
The Switch controller, but I was never gonna get into that.
Fair enough.
It was like
I didn't either.
A multiplayer fighting game with like if they had a demo of it, I would have played it for sure. But
wait, so
I have to
and then
get down there. That's some cool puzzle.
I love the mechanics in this game. They're relatively simple.
Okay. They had to do some precise design right there.
Yeah.
For me to not flip to the other side.
Yeah, like just enough space.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Then let's see. After Min was Minecraft Steve.
Okay.
I think that honestly is one of my favorite of the DLC characters.
Which is so funny.
Well, because
you're not like I'm not going to play Minecraft, but
I like
the use of that character and the creative way they did it.
Oh, it was so genius because you actually have to mine on the fighting stages.
So they must have had to reprogram every single level.
Yes, they did. And that's why so between character releases, That one. Oh my, Alex just sent me. There's so many of these.
Just a little bit.
But no, but they did. That's why that was actually the character that took the longest to come out, because they had to recode every stage in the game for you to be able to mine it. Because you have a crafting table, and like the other players can destroy your crafting table, and you have to summon another one, and like if you can mine different like things and like make different weapons from the table, and like if you get your diamond sword, that's the best one. But then like all of your specials also take crafting materials. So like like your side special is to like get in a cart with tracks and like almost like Wario's motorcycle, but you have to have materials to make tracks out of. So if you don't have any materials because you haven't mined during the match, you'll get a cart but it won't go anywhere. Right, so it's like there's all like dynamite is a move, but you have to mine to have materials to make it. It's honestly fascinating how they were able to put that together. It's maybe the most creative one.
That's super cool. Wait, can I not get back? I think there was whatever. How many of these dots do I have? Stop moving, please. I want to count you. Yeah, I need one more, and I think I have to go back around where I just left. Okay, wait. If I can just go up here, it should be fine, yeah.
And then Sephiroth.
Oh yeah.
Which I mean, that's a classic. I was really happy to see that because it was like, yeah, nice to get more villains.
Yeah.
Some more classic villain characters.
Totally.
And then Pyra and Mithra. This is another one of the like almost like Sheik and Zelda, where it's like two characters in one that transform into each other. That's from Xenoblade Chronicles. Never played it. Don't know anything about it. Still a fun character to play as in Smash.
Nice.
Like still well designed.
That's good.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like it's just
Alright, Spider.
Kazuya from Tekken.
I miss Tekken. I had like Tekken 4 or something like that on PS2.
The last one I played was the Tekken 3, I think, on the PS2 was the last Tekken game I played.
I just button mashed the whole time. I mean, the period I was playing that, I wasn't like
should have you and Alex
skilled
play
at games at all.
But games. Alex literally he has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, no, like Tekken, I had played it for like, I was gonna say a year, probably 8 months before I actually looked at the control scheme and figured out how to sidestep. Like, literally, such a big part of that game is the 3D fighting, and I never took the time to learn how to sidestep. I just did it because it was an accident.
That's hilarious. My jam has always been Mortal Kombat. For fighting games, that's always been my...
It was more Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
I had Tekken because I had the PlayStation 2, and I don't think Street Fighter ever came out on that.
Well, and also, like, I feel like the age where, like, we were, you know...
Oh, yeah, I remember how to get there.
Like, you're a little older than me, but, like, even still, I think the age range that both of us are in, I think, is, like, the age where I think the Mortal Kombat games weren't as good.
Could be.
Because
I also probably wouldn't have been allowed to play them at that point.
That's also a fair point, yeah.
Just with the hyper-violence, which is, like, they're great.
It's Looney Tunes, just nonsense at this point. Like,
no,
it's especially in the most recent game, they went so even more over the top than they have in the past.
In a good way or a bad way?
Oh, no, in a good way.
Okay.
Like, I have never had more fun doing fatalities than I have in the newest one.
The thing is, like, it should be... I'm gonna miss the puzzle because I was drinking.
Well, and, I think the actual mechanics...
It should be a level of absurdity...
Yeah.
Like
it's like it can't even gross me out because it's so goddamn ridiculous.
Oh, okay. So they did. I am able to flip there. So I have to be careful when I do my second jump.
Yeah, it's just so over the top and fucking just crazy. Yeah. It's like, how could you ever take it seriously?
Right.
You know.
Maybe if I just jump a little early. No. don't
You got it
want-
the first time too.
Seriously, and I thought that I couldn't do that when I did it the first time.
And then the last one was Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. I should go in and look at the Minecraft Steve at least, but I should also look at Sora. I never finished the third game of that.
You know,
But I played the first two and loved both of them.
That is a franchise I genuinely just never got into. You know, like even Final Fantasy, it was never like.
I liked Final Fantasy X, which they connected to. At the time that I played Kingdom Hearts, I really liked Final Fantasy X because that was my first Final Fantasy.
Right.
And it was my first big RPG.
Right.
Of that scale. And then like just having the Disney characters honestly is what kept me playing the game.
Right.
And seeing what they did, because Disney has not made like video games with their characters.
Yeah, well, you know, they did in like
You
Super
have
Nintendo
I was
days?
gonna say you
But
have
that's
NES and SNES games,
but after that,
and they
that's
never
it.
went. Okay, so I did just backtrack all that for nothing. And
Oh, was there
didn't
not
need to.
one there?
I thought I could go right there, but it looked the same as these, but it was one of the solid. Or wait, no. Okay, this is where. Can I go right here? Yes. Okay, this is. I haven't gotten. Here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like.
I would
Yeah, I
love to see Disney. I think that so many of their characters are well done, or at least
Hey, there you
iconic.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And super recognizable that they could make really cool games, but
could.
Disney is so tightly controlling of their characters.
You know what's actually kind of interesting. This is interesting that you bring up Disney being controlling about that kind of thing.
Winnie the Pooh
Well,
now being
don't
public domain.
get me started on China.
Oh yeah, okay.
But no. Okay, so it's actually really interesting, right? So Bob Iger is like kind of stepping down, right? He's retiring, right? Bob Iger basically saved Disney,
Yeah,
right? Because Disney in the early 2000s was like a
Falling
worthless
apart.
company, yeah. And he got Marvel, he got Star Wars, he got Pixar.
Right.
He basically kept that company from dying. And Bob Iger has kind of been the one, especially like let's say with like the Marvel stuff. Bob Iger's been the one who's been very hesitant to do like anything kind of more R-rated.
yeah.
But Bob Chapek,
Chappie
he has actually
Yeah.
been pushing for R stuff for a while.
Chappie has messed up a lot of stuff at the parks.
Oh yeah, he's yeah. But it's interesting because Bob Iger, as he's retiring, he's essentially splitting his job into two jobs instead of just having one person take over.
That makes sense.
Bob Chapek is essentially getting to basically taking over day-to-day like paperwork, finances,
Operations.
that kind of thing. Kevin Feige is taking over creative control,
that's a
not
good
just of
call,
Marvel, but of Disney.
That will be.
And if
That'll be
Bob
cool.
Chapek is if Bob Iger's not there anymore, and Bob Chapek is like, hey, we should make some R-rated stuff.
Yeah.
That makes me hopeful that Kevin Feige will get to flex a little bit with Deadpool.
Well, I was
going to
say Deadpool has got to go hard.
Well, and even Bob
especially-
Iger has come out and said, yeah, we're keeping that R. Even he
You
said
have
that's
to.
going to stay.
Everyone would be so mad.
If Deadpool hadn't been introduced in live action yet, I would say that they'd probably just do a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's already had successful R-rated movie kind of forces their hand into continuing to do it
And
that way.
hopefully, I mean, I would love to see an RX Force.
Oh, that'd be great.
And
Well, I
we were
think-
talking about Midnight Suns.
The Midnight Suns. I also think. Well, see, what's interesting is like you know the Infinity Saga kind of was all about the Avengers,
Right.
right? Ultimately, that's all the big tentpole movies are Avengers films. I think what it looks like to me, what they're doing is that they're going to have just like they're going to build up to like a bunch of different separate and maybe not quite as high stakes, but still like still big team.
You do like a crisis event that brings everything together every 5 to 10 years. I mean, the scale of that can be huge. No, I absolutely agree.
Midnight Suns,
X-Men, it's getting closer to
Young Avengers is absolutely happening.
Yeah. It's getting closer and closer to how actual comic books come out, and I'm so psyched for that.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I'm also, like, really in love with the idea that, like, I mean, I'm excited for Moon Knight, but, like, I'm also, like, really, really excited about She-Hulk.
Yeah.
That's like, one of my favorite Marvel characters. I mean, I love Moon Knight, too, but, like, I don't know. I have a soft spot for She-Hulk. Maybe it's because she can bench press me. I don't know.
It's like She-Hulk is the, Lady Dimitrescu of
comic book characters. Yeah, well, and then Big Barda would be the DC version.
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Miracle and Big Barda. But no, like,
okay, no.
But all in that same line of thinking, Thunderbolts, Masters of Evil. I don't know, maybe both, maybe only one. I don't know, because you're caught up on everything at this point, right?
For
Marvel stuff,
MCU.
Yeah.
Not comic lines. But
no, I mean, it's like that's like impossible.
Right.
And also, I'll be honest, I haven't been a fan of the comics for a while now. Secret Wars, and that, like, was kind of the last thing I thought was like really great. And then
they consolidated everything, and then it got rough.
Well, there's been like, I mean, I've heard that the most recent Daredevil run has been really good.
Okay.
I've heard that was really good. Jason Aaron's Thor has been, I think, excellent post Secret Wars. So there's books that are good. But Marvel's really fallen into the corporate woke thing. Right? Like, do you remember me showing you the Secret Wars thing?
Did you
with the characters that were named? Wait, what was it? I'm sorry?
Champions. Right after the Secret Wars run.
I don't know if
Miles storyline goes into Champions, so it's Nova, Amadeus, Hulk. Oh, I got it away.
Okay.
And they're like, it's supposed to. The concept is great. They're like, we're done with the Avengers are connected to S.H.I.E.L.D.
right
at the moment, and so they're like, we're done with the like corporate structure, like the big name team superhero stuff, because all of that doesn't help like the actual people we're supposed to be.
That part was too.
Sorry, I didn't No. That's totally
swallowed the world basically.
Yeah. They're like, we're done with like playing by the Avengers rules and having this oversight. We're just gonna be small time heroes that literally like are like helping. I think they start out trying to help like people rebuild a town after an Avengers fight.
Okay.
So the Avengers destroy it, and the champions come in, and we're like, we're gonna be. I mean, it's like the Rock storyline.
Damage control though is kind of a thing already. Like they're like, this is just the company damage control. That's like job is to come in and clean things.
They're like, okay, we're gonna be superheroes doing it now.
And that, the way you describing it, this doesn't sound bad.
No, but and Volume 1 seemed like it could be a good start.
Sure.
Halfway through Volume 2, the dialogue was like someone gave a 47-year-old a list of Gen Z slang.
Yeah, that's
that's
what I'm talking about.
Our old coworkers used to like it's like I know these words.
Right.
I've heard people use these words, and I multiple times I just kept quoting this is Fezzik from no, it's Inigo Montoya. I do not think that word means what you think it means. Like literally over and over, just like no.
Cat.
Okay, beef jerky's not for dogs, not for cats. Literally like they were like using the best example I can think off the top of my head is they were using fam to say like they're like instead of saying like we're good after a fight they're like oh no we're fam. And I don't think that anyone is. I mean I'm way disconnected from modern slang.
Yeah, but that's totally the kind of stuff
I think that the writer also was, and that seemed clear like in how the dialogue was.
It's like you don't know like everything about modern slang, but you know enough to know that that was not right.
Yeah, at least that I've heard that, you know, those slang words used, and it was not like that.
Right. Well, like, okay, an example I want to throw out at you. Do you know about the New Warriors? The comic that they did a couple years ago, that was like a massive failure.
Was that the one that everyone hated on both sides? Yes.
The one where the characters were named Snowflake and Safe Space and Trailblazer. Yeah.
Ugh, just so rough.
And like that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
And also,
it's like
all of those characters like powers, not like
one
what
of them
the characters
had
were
powers
doing.
because they got exposed to their dad's experimental internet gas.
Oh God, 5G. The plot line was 5G. Oh,
or like there's this X-Men cover where it's like the laziest fucking thing I've ever goddamn seen. Where like it's just they literally just have a younger gender bent version of the other characters on the cover. So like there's Jean Grey, but then there's also a dude next to her who's it's Jean Grey, but he's a man and he's fat.
Or Jean Grey,
or Cyclops Lass. Or I mean, it's like it's
just Cyclops. Cyclops isn't gendered.
Well, you know, the one you're talking about sounds like an old person, right? Like that doesn't get.
This sounds.
But
like...
the one I'm talking about is Marvel hiring a 20-something-year-old purely because they're a diverse person and they think that you know, writing talent doesn't matter. Let's just hire people just to have diversity and not actually like make sure that they know what the fuck they're doing. You know, it's like diverse. It's just like I like diversity, fine, but like it can't be the only priority you have, right? Like it's like sure you can keep that in mind. Marvel's always been like that. Stan Lee was a huge civil rights advocate.
Well,
but,
I was gonna say, like the time he started writing, if he had applied to a job, there's decent chances he wouldn't have gotten it.
No, come lay down. Come on, no, you're not going downstairs yet. Come on, dog. Come on,
Pepper. Come hang out with me. Come hang out with me.
Come
Pepper.
here.
She's like, nah.
No, she's just like, fuck you. I'm not doing it.
No interest in listening.
But like, it's just like, you know, if your only concern is that above all else, and you're so subsumed with like, oh, we have to make sure that like it's just like it's not going to lead to the quality of the content and the storytelling needs to be the number one priority at all times. Then you say, hey. Then as a second priority, you could say, hey, well, let's also try to make this diverse.
I also think that like I don't know. I think that the structure of writing comics.
It is just ending, actually. It's totally about to end. This is a game we'd actually been streaming months and months and months ago, and it's not even a long game.
And
but we just hadn't gotten around to streaming it. It's been so long.
Yeah, I think that comics, to some extent, at a certain point, at a certain scale, you need a team to be writing it.
Oh yeah.
And that's like, you know, it's still usually one lead writer and one artist.
Right. But also, hi Kim, how are you? Okay, it's
and I think I saw, was that Ulysses in there too? What up?
Yeah, I got Kim and Ulysses here. I'm not sure.
Oh,
if
now
Nadia
you come, Pepper. We stopped paying attention to you, and so then you're like, well, I'm going to come over and try to steal the beef jerky.
That is a cat and a dog that is trying to steal it. Hey, Horton, how are you doing?
What up?
Well, actually, this is like the end of this game, so the stream isn't going to go on a whole lot longer, but I am glad you were able to stop in and say hello. Horton, you saw that Moon Knight trailer, right? Right? I know you're a big comic book. We were just talking comic books, actually.
No, Pepper. Again.
I'm doing good, Kim. I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad that I'm happy for us to go back. Honestly,
finally finish this game.
Honestly, Kim, this is a game that you two should get. Like, you should play this. You should get this for like your Switch.
I was gonna say,
it's on the Switch.
I think we looked at getting it on the Switch.
This game, it's probably like $5. Mm-hmm. It's like a 2-hour game. Beautiful watercolor art style. No dialogue. Relatively simple platformer.
And yet, no dialogue, and yet
it still conveys
incredibly emotional.
Yeah.
It's all about recovery and grief and everything, and Yeah, super cool.
I mean, it's literally you, like, right, like the color is like sucked out.
Yes, please on Switch.
The color is like sucked out of the world right at the beginning, and it's the whole thing's a metaphor for like falling into depression. And then as you go through the game, you like restore each level. You like restore one color to the world at a time. It's a really cool game. Oh, no, you're fine, Horton. Rhyme. I know of Rhyme. I do generally have an idea of what it is, but I have not ever actually played it myself. Courtney, how about you? Have you played it?
I have not played it. I don't really know anything about it. I'm just looking at it right now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Cool.
You got the Google out already.
I think I've mentioned this on stream before, but the first thing that always grabs me into a game is art.
Yeah.
And...
Hey, that's why we played this, right?
Right, yeah, I mean, and then that's part of the reason for the next game as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Rhyme looks gorgeous.
With loss and grief, but it's amazing looking. I'll have to go look at it more, because, I'd be super interested. Horton, you know what you should check out is, you should look up a trailer for Solar Ash. That is going to be the next game that me and No Name Sprint. How did I get that word? Stream. That's going to be the next game we stream.
Wait, we're speed run.
We're gonna Well, you know what's interesting about Solar Ash is it's got like almost like Jet Set Radio movement mechanics, but like Shadow of the Colossus bosses. And because you move so quickly, the boss fights are like speed running because the movement is so fast.
You have to time things very
everything
precisely.
Has to be timed perfectly.
Cool.
So it's like your Jet Set Radio skating up a Shadow of the Colossus boss, trying to speed run the boss at all times. It's a really cool, pretty game. Really pretty game. I don't know, I guess when we'll actually start it, but hopefully sometime soon.
Yeah. We'll try to get...
Try not wait so long in between.
Yeah. Well, and I was talking to Tim about doing co-hosts take over the channel.
Oh yeah,
stream doing something.
For this, you got if you and Tim wanted to do like a stream on my channel, I'd be
that we
so
can
okay
do
with that.
Between his computer and my Xbox that on the PS4 you're not able to get.
Right. No, I'd be so okay with that. I'd be so cool with that
it'd be cool
if you guys wanted to do some streams together on this channel. I'm so okay with that.
Because then, I mean, the more variety of shows, the more variety, the more time streaming.
Yeah.
Get people in here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the idea that this channel is kind of meant to be this group thing anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a group of friends hanging out. It's kind of the whole. That's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, and like, depending on, we're going to do, me and Alex are going to do a foreign election coverage stream at some point. Once I've got a computer and I've got mics and cameras and I don't have to have a game system on to do a stream, and we can totally do a stream with no video game, me and Alex are going to have like a little recording studio set up.
I'm excited
for
that one. I'm excited to see the bad board games.
Oh, yeah, we're also going to do, we're totally,
Horton,
I don't know if I've told you this before, but we're, a couple of the co-hosts on the channel and myself, we're going to get together, we're going to take like 6 shots each, and then we're going to find like the worst board games we can find, and then try to play them drunk.
We got to go to...
Happy early birthday, that's right, it is almost that time of year.
You can now load previous chapters.
Sounds hectic as fuck. Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous.
You gotta go to like half price books and thrift stores.
Well, I found that gnome game with the butt plugs at Walgreens. That was
What? This has not been explained to me before. I feel like I need prior understanding.
Okay, they're not really butt plugs,
right? But I'm guessing the pieces are like gnome hats, but it's a board game piece.
They're like little nubs with suction cups. And it's like you lay a bunch of gnomes out on the table, and you roll dice, and it tells you what gnome to look for, and then you have to like pick the gnome up with this little suction cup.
Oh, so it's kind of like the magnetic fishing game.
Yeah, it's totally similar to that. But because they're gnomes, we force Alex to play it. And,
absolutely.
Also, we
I
figured
still
out.
haven't talked to Alex about the Nisse, those Norwegian gnomes.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you're around Sunday evening and want to pop into the chat, we're going to be doing an extra
Depends on
Knights of the Old
time.
Republic stream.
Yeah.
6:30.
I can't decide if I want to watch that
one
one because I haven't seen
That's a fair
the rest
point.
of the story. So I don't want to see the climax without having the build-up.
Yeah, and
I'll probably jump in and say hi, and then jump out before anything happens.
Sure, because we will still have almost a whole planet to get through before the big reveal stuff.
So if I come in at the start of it,
if you come in earlier,
it'll be safe.
Yeah, you won't get spoilers there. But I mean, and also like the drunk board game streams, it's going to be me, Alex, Ulysses, and Michael.
So the most unhinged stream
The most
group.
unhinged, just nonsense.
It'll be great.
That we possibly...
And especially like drunk and trying to figure out bad instructions. It's just gonna be.
Well,
it's just gonna
we
be
even
great.
thought like if we're doing drunk board game streams, it could even be fun to like. What idea we had is like not even necessarily have to be a bad game, but like if we took something really complicated and strategic,
I was gonna say,
but we also did it as a speed round thing, so you're drunk and you've got like a 30-second timer to like make your decisions, and so you have to play Risk. Yeah, drunk speed running of Risk. That would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
It's all about Australia.
Have
man.
you seen anything? Have you seen anything from? Okay, I'll pet you, Pepper. The game. The version I have. It's from the Arkham Horror series, so it's like Cthulhu stuff.
Okay.
It's so fucking complicated.
My friend and I.
Yeah, my friend. Okay. I have the like simpler version that's a card game.
Okay.
It's one of those where there's like. It comes with 60 baggies for your 8,000 tokens.
Jesus Christ.
My friend and I played it, finished it, beat it, and immediately we're both like, all right, we don't ever have to play that again if we're not going to go out and search it out. And I would play it again to like show different people like the mechanics of how it works is really cool, but
it's just so
learning the game is an absurdly that's the hardest part of the game is just learning how the turn order goes, because there's like 6 different phases where you act and then the monsters act and then the world acts.
Jesus Christ.
and then you do like your drawing and whatever, like resetting the board so that the next turn can happen, and you have like it's like they tried to make a board game as complicated as a simple video game.
Sure.
The engine that it creates is really cool, but it's complicated as shit. And trying to figure that out drunk would be hilarious.
That does sound like it'd be pretty funny. Well, okay, so here's a game that I don't even remember what it was called, but it was a Marvel board game, and I wasn't even involved in this. I was just it was a decade plus ago.
Okay.
And my sister and her boyfriend they had this big Marvel board game. They're sitting at the kitchen table, have it all laid out, reading the instructions, and I'm like, I'm just like, no, it's not that one.
I just searched for old Marvel board games.
But it was so complicated, and it was like 4 p.m. that they started doing this, and I swear to God, I come up from the basement, I'm like hanging out with one of my friends. Excellent. No, not that one either. I'm hanging out with one of my friends, and we're watching movies and playing games and having like a horror
We've done a
marathon
bunch of stuff.
No, I come up at like 4 or 5 a.m. to use the bathroom.
No,
they're not. It's not just that they're still playing the game; they're still reading the instructions. They're just reading the instructions.
That's the worst.
It's ridiculous.
Board games definitely tried to get way more complicated than they were ready for way too early. I think that's true. Because like there are board games coming out that are wildly complicated and have these super complex engines inside.
Everybody wants
they're trying to be halfway between D&D and a board game. That's absolutely true. They want some of that engine,
right?
But I think a lot of them, the goal is that to do that, but where everyone can play, where you don't need a dungeon master,
right?
But all of a sudden there's this long turn where 6 decks are doing their own thing, and you're gonna forget one of those steps every single time.
Yeah.
Even on the more
it
simple
works better
ones.
in like a video game because so many of those
When
systems
it's
are happening
digital,
in the background and you're not
the
really
game can do it itself.
Yeah.
I mean, like, some of them are like XCOM board games, basically.
Which, you know, it's
where
funny
you're
that
having
you say
to
that.
do all the other stuff.
Right. Well, it's funny that you say XCOM board games because me and Ulysses have laid out a pretty complicated, at this point, I think, idea for a Green
XCOM.
Lantern
board
game. But do it all as like
XCOM
military
system.
strategy. So like each person, so like if one person's the Green Lantern Corps, one person's the Yellow Lantern Corps, and they all have different effects on each other in the comics. So like you could translate these like boosts and like these like pros and cons and like sub status effects
That's
that they
cool.
have like in the comics, right? Like Green Lanterns succumb to fear more easily because green is based on willpower. And then blue is hope, so hope can enhance the power of green because hope can give the will to act. Orange is green, so like it's like there's all these like ways that they can kind of affect each other. And we've actually laid out a pretty even already, and I feel like we're only in the early stages of even thinking about making this game ourselves. But like even being in the early stages of it, I still feel like what we've done so far is already very complicated just to think about. So I guess that's my thing is if we make it, I want to make it in a way where it is easier. I don't want to make it so complicated that it's just like ridiculous.
I think there's a Kickstarter game I did called Sea of Legends. I think they did a really cool thing, and it makes the game less accessible in terms of playing it. You need internet,
right?
But it runs story quests for you.
Okay.
On
feature
an
app. Make it simple and then introduce more complication. That's true.
Where there's an app that you run, and that runs story missions for you and keeps track of all of these different things in the background. And I think that the combination of digital and board game is a really cool concept that can make some of these more complicated games way more manageable.
Totally.
Pepper.
No.
Either give me the beef jerky or let me go downstairs. That's what Pepper said. All right, I should be going.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably end the stream at this point. I may boot something back up in a little while if anybody wants to come back. I think me and Tim might do some Dark Souls 3. I'm not sure, but hey, you'll get a notification on Twitch if I go live. But yeah, check back in like maybe an hour or so.
Jump in the Discord, you'll get more reliable notifications.
Yes, yeah, if you're in the Discord, you will get a better notification. Been fun for the short time I was here. Take care, guys. Still is looking around.
Oh, we got the dog.
Because of the animal noises. Cute. All right, yeah, well, thanks, everybody, for hanging out. And, let's see, we'll do a little raid real quick. Do a raid. Who's streaming right now? Let's see. What do we got?
As far as I know, the only Twitch notification I got was that we are streaming. We can't rate ourselves.
The one for us. But yeah, seriously, let me know if you and Tim like figure out like a time, or I'll give you my login information. You could totally set the stream up on your system and stuff.
For sure.
Let's see.
Pepper, calm yourself.
Hey, there's somebody playing Demon Souls. Let's just do that. Just because they're playing Demon Souls. All right. We'll see y'all soon. Like I said, come back in an hour or so if you want to hang out with some
potential Dark Souls.
Yeah. And there we go.